Scientists say most likely number of contactable alien civilizations is 36. The Guardian. Observatories around the Solar System team up to study Sun's influence, phys.org. The SpaceX Crew Dragon, This Ain't Your Parents' Space Shuttle, engineering.com. How the coronavirus pandemic can help us prepare for an asteroid impact, space.com. Scientists developed a polymer that can deliver oxygen for germination on Mars, ZME Science. Walmart partners with Shopify to expand web marketplace business, BNN. Some NL businesses charging a COVID-19 service fee as province reopens, cbc.ca. Kuwait, arrested Bangladesh MP had financial dealings with controversial lawmakers, former officer, Gulf News. COVID-19, longer time in bed during lockdowns has worsened sleep quality, Gulf News. SpaceX has a month to prove Starlink is worthy of rural broadband funding, and